I'm going to do two things at once. I'm going to multitask. I'm going to talk about YouTube. And I'm going to cook you a little bit of a Thanksgiving dinner. It's going to be simple, but I wanted to show you this. Now, tomorrow is Thanksgiving. And of course, that's if you're watching it tomorrow. Yeah. And you might be watching it a year from now or 2 months from now. Well, when I'm recording this, it's 2 days before Thanksgiving. So I'm just going to kind of work here and I'm going to talk. I'm going to pull out my stove. I think you've seen that quite a bit. YouTube. I have a really good friend who wants to get going on his YouTube channel. He's been kind of putting it off for a couple years or a year. And I don't think that was really a good idea, but that's what he did. And the reason that I say that is because they're saying now that YouTube, it's almost like every day there's like all over the world, there's like 500,000 people starting channels. Yeah. So it's the amount of channels is really becoming, there's sort of a glut going on there. This is how I put this on. And here's my stove here. Turn that over. Yay. I normally would use a fry pan, but since everything's going to go in here anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and fry in here. So as far as YouTube goes, I'm even late to the party. There are so many nomad channels and new ones starting up all the time. So I'm a little bit, even after I've had my channel going almost 3 years, I'm a little late to the party as it is. You get started. There are some YouTubers, nomad YouTube channels, that they've been doing it ever since they started becoming in the nomad world. Let me see. Maybe I can't multitask. What am I talking about? Let me get this out here. But yeah, I mean, there are some people who have a YouTube channel. They're really good at it. They have a lot of subscribers, but they're not really into the editing of their videos. Some of them, they literally sit in their front seats and they do a vlog and then they upload it without really doing much editing. I would never want that type of a channel. I always enjoyed the editing. But here's the thing. Because there's becoming kind of a glut on nomad channels and YouTube channels in general, what's happening is you would almost have to have some editing skills. So number one for starting a YouTube channel is you have to already have some editing skills. Unless you were born for it and you said, well, this is the time I'm going to learn, and you just couldn't stop. This is what you wanted to do. But it does take time to learn how to edit videos and edit photography, edit photos. What I'm going to do, let me explain this while I'm talking about the YouTuber. I got some garlic and some onion. I'm not going to do the whole onion. I don't need that much onion. Maybe a couple cloves and some onion. Let me get out my knife. And this is my cutting board. Okay, so if you don't have good editing skills, or it's not something that you it's not like this huge motivation, this huge desire to edit videos or edit photos, I don't know if it would work for you being a YouTuber. You have to really want to do it. I spend a lot of time editing, and I'm very good at it, and I'm very quick at it too now. So even so, I love to just edit photos and make them look good. Oh yeah. Let me see, cut this garlic up. You know, garlic can make your hand really sticky. Very sticky. I got my wife's handy, yeah. Let's Let's get one more garlic clove in here. I used to make really good dressing. This is what I did. Because I love to bake bread, I was a major baker. And what I would do is the week before Thanksgiving, I would bake 2 different kinds of bread. And then I would also bake, make some cornbread. And I would let it sit out and dry. Even put it in the oven to kind of dry it out a little bit. And then I would cut it into squares. Oh my gosh, that dressing. My children, they'd always come for Thanksgiving. They knew I made the dressing, which I did every year. Even if I went to their house for Thanksgiving, I would bring my dressing. I always promised them that I would bring it. So good. Okay, let's get this. Let's get a little dish here. So, YouTube. You have to know how to do your editing, and you have to love to do it. Or it's not going to work out. Okay, so, and let me mention this. I know of 2 nomad channels that they have a lot of people that follow him. And he doesn't edit his videos at all. He's got quite a following. But he was one of the first ones to get started. So all this time, people fell in love with him. He's part of, they're part of his family, and he's part of their family. But I honestly don't know if that would make it in today's videos anymore. You have to know what you're doing with your editing skills. And you have to make them look good. You have to make them look kind of cinematic. You want them to be nice to look at. A lot of times, especially for nomads, the lighting. I mean, I've gotten some of my lighting down pretty good. And I consider this my studio now. Because I do have the lighting going on. Oops, this didn't, too big of chunks. But that's okay. I usually mince it a little bit better. I think this is going to be enough. I've got onion and garlic in here. This onion I'm going to keep for later. Put it over here. So I'm going to use olive oil. Let's see, who messaged me? It's Paul. He's parked beside me. Let me go ahead and message him and say, I see you. I see you. Okay. Hey, you guys really liked the video yesterday with Paul and Marco. Cool. Okay, let me get this started. Let's see. There we go. Normally, I would fry these things in a fry pan, and I do have a fry pan, but I'm just going to use it here. Let's get some, you never can use too much olive oil. Olive oil is so good for you. Some of the nutritionists now say you should drink it right from the bottle. All right. Okay. Now, I'm going to have to read the directions. Stovetop stuffing, and I got cornbread. So, let's see. Looks like everything's in here in the package. Let me read these directions. What do I need to do? Whew, okay. What you need is 1 cup of boiling water, 1 pack of stovetop cornbread stuffing. Oh, no, I don't want that. Okay, directions. Here's, this was to make what? Crab cakes. I don't want to make crab cakes. Okay, I need to bring 1.5 cups of water and 1/4 cup of margarine. Well, I'll use the oil. Bring it to a boil. To boil, yeah. Now I stir in the stuffing mix. Then I remove from the heat and let stand for 5 minutes. Wow, is that not easy? Come on, man. That's totally easy. Woo! Yeah. Okay, here we go. So back to YouTube. I hope you're enjoying this combo here. Cooking and talking. If you are good at editing a video or editing photography, I say go for it. I mean, what can you lose, right? You're not going to lose anything. Okay? Get a good name. Get something that's not... I find that sometimes people will find a name that it's really hard to spell. It's going to be hard, or they'll go with the odd spelling of it. I personally, that's just mine. And I've studied advertising and I've studied things like that. Well, it makes it hard for people to find you. So go with something a little bit easy and something that you could easily spell. Yeah, it's easily spelled, and it won't confuse people, right? Because people say, "Oh, you got to see this person," and they may think you said something else. When Also, start practicing. Practice, practice, practice makes perfect. Start getting in front of the camera and talking. When I first started, and I still do sometimes, but when I first started, and so, seriously, when I first started, I had some people say, "You say way too much," and I did. I actually did say way too much. But I remember there were a couple of gals that said, "Don't leave her alone. We like her. She can say if she wants to." Thank you for you that defended me. But when you're in the beginning, you're not going to be perfect at this. You're just not. And so you need practice. I believe I am a lot better off now. I polished myself up. I still am learning, but I polished myself up just a little bit more. Plus, I've learned some of my lighting. I've got my lighting down a little bit better because I'm inside my van a lot. When I go outside, oy vey yeah, it's either too windy or the lighting is just ferociously wrong. Yeah. How am I doing on this? A little bit more. Let me see if I can get this open. So I'm also going to use the broth from my chicken. I'm going to use 1 can of chicken. I'm going to use the broth in this. That'll make it good. Just park your phone in the front, or you're going to need a tripod. Yeah, you're going to have to get a tripod. I have a couple different sizes of tripods. I've tried different tripods too. Seriously. Some are better than others. You could spend a fortune in a tripod and they don't even end up to be good. Yeah. So I would like to have one that's got a handle that I could go like that to move it just a little bit better. But the ones that I had that would do that, they were bulky and big, and I need something a little bit more compact because I'm in my minivan. And so I'm still using the one that I've been using for the past 2 years seems to be the best for me. What do you think? A little bit more. Yeah. You need your tripod. And then I have that one tripod that I can, it's just to put on a table, and just, it's small. So practice. Set up your tripod and sit in your minivan or your van, whatever, and start practicing. Just talk and find out where the lens is. Like I believe right now I'm looking at you. Now, if I'm looking at me, this is what it looks like. I'm looking at me. I'm doing the face camera because I want to see, and I'm looking at me right now. Hey, hi, Lee. But now I'm looking at you. Yeah. So learn where the camera is at, so you can talk to. and try to imagine that you're talking out there like I am now. And I know I'm talking to you. I have a large audience, and I know that I'm talking to you. Okay, I think that I'm going to go ahead and put the water and everything in here. I'm going to put this in first, because if I put the water in there, it's going to splatter all over. So first I'm going to put this in. Okay. Then this is water and the broth. Go. And I'm just going to put the chicken in right now. It smells good already. Now they wanted 1.5. I believe it was 1.5. Let me see. Yep, 1.5. So let me get a half in here. Oh. There. You bring it to him. I was supposed to let this boil, but I got to do it a little bit differently. I can't do it. There we go. Okay, I'm going to let that sit for about 5 minutes, and then we'll test it out. I took a little taste. I licked the spoon. I always used to lick the spoon when I was a kid. Good flavor. So yeah, just test it out. Practice, practice, practice. I do want to mention, everybody, that at the meetup, if you want your rig, your minivan, whatever you have, if you want me to do a van tour, I would be happy to do it. Especially if you're thinking of getting a YouTube channel started, or you already have one, but it's kind of small, and you want more viewers, more subscribers coming in, well, message me. Get to me and say, I would like you to do that, and we can schedule it up. I imagine I'm going to be pretty busy with filming, so please let me know so I can start getting things organized with that. Why not? And then when I interview you and you show us your rig, you can let me know what your channel name is, and we'll get you going. Most YouTubers get started that way. Yeah. Even if you don't have a YouTube channel, and you want to show, you'd be happy to show me your rig and let me do a van tour, I would appreciate that too. But if you do, or you're thinking about getting a YouTube channel now, and you're going to be at the meetup, now's the time to do it. Get that YouTube channel started. Get some videos under your belt, so that when we do the van tour and it becomes public, and I upload the video and everybody gets to see it, they can go right to your YouTube channel and subscribe and see what you have. So get going now. That's why I wanted to talk about this. Get going now. Yeah. Don't wait. Practice, practice, practice. Now, you're going to, in order to be monetized, you're going to need 1,000 subscribers, and you're going to need 4,000 viewing hours under your belt within a year's time. Don't worry. If you've already got 1,000 subscribers, I'm sure that you will have that amount of viewing hours under your belt. Then you can start monetizing. But let me just give you reality, the truth. Especially in the beginning, YouTube does not pay squat. I'm telling you. I mean, it's so small in the beginning. You're literally making pennies an hour. But you can move up to making a couple bucks an hour. And then you can move up to maybe making $10 an hour. Really, seriously. But here's the key. It's one word. Persistence. And also motivation and love. So, oops, there's 3 words. Persistence, motivation, and love of making films. And love of editing. It's going to take a lot of your time. I know quite a few friends who thought, I'm going to get a YouTube channel started. And it just fell through. It just fell through. They couldn't maintain the editing, and it became to be too much. They weren't motivated to do it. You have to love what you do. I mean, unless you have a regular job and you're working at, you need to make money. You're working at Amazon or wherever. You have to love what you're doing. Unless you're working at those jobs. Not everybody loves working at Amazon, but it pays the bills and it makes money and you get to go home afterwards. But when it comes to doing this on your own, where you have to motivate yourself, I'm going to wash my dishes here. This was my vinegar water. There was no chicken in here or anything like that, so I'm just going to use the vinegar water. Now, there was chicken in here. Okay. Chicken on here too. When I know there's chicken on something, I kind of now go on next. I'm going to go over these things with alcohol and a paper towel. Oh, except my alcohol's up there. Oh, drats. It's up there. I put it up there because I wanted to wash out my pee bottle this morning. Well, I'll have to do it after this. So I hope the truth of YouTube is it takes a while. I've been doing this for almost 3 years, and I still am not making a great amount for the amount of time that I put into it. I'm still only about at like maybe $4 or $5 an hour of the time that I put into it. Yeah. But I will tell you that in order to be monetized, it takes viewing hours. There's an algorithm going on. It includes how many comments you get. So make sure that, you engage with your audience and make comments and reply to them. Also, it's your likes and your viewing hours. Yeah. So you want to keep them engaged. I could go on and on about how to do it. But you don't want to have, especially in the beginning of your video, you don't want to have a boring video. People will just move on doing something else because there's so many channels out there. But it does make me, I tell you, I appreciate all of you that watch my videos. Oh my gosh, I love it. And I appreciate you so much. That's why I tell you I love you. I do love you. Thank you for spending time with me, and thank you for engaging with me, and thank you for watching my videos and following me. I really, really, really appreciate it, and I love it. Another thing too, not only do I love you, but I love doing these videos. I will tell you, I've been doing videos. I've been doing graphic arts ever since 1997 when I got my first PC. I was one of those that maybe a little bit ahead for my age group, a little bit ahead getting a computer. I mean, even my oldest daughter who had her own home, I got a computer way before she did. And it wasn't too long after she saw how fun it was. I was learning graphic arts right away. I learned all the Adobes, Photoshop and all them, and Macromedia, and I learned Flash, the animation. I was fascinated by it. This is what I knew I wanted to do. And so I know how to edit photos very well and edit videos very well. And of course, if you have new software, you're always going to have to use to learn how to use it. But basically, software is kind of the same. You kind of like, once you know software, you kind of like, oh, well, this is sort of like that. I know that I need to go there. Yeah. They use a lot of the same, especially with editing photos, art, editing. They use the same phrases. Yeah. The same names. Well, let's go ahead and try. This is my turkey dinner. Let's have turkey dinner early. Oh, yeah. Good consistency. Look at that. Held together. Oh, yeah. Yeah. See, oh, little piece of chicken. Oh, yeah. There we go. I love dressing. I think you can probably get gluten-free. I don't want to talk with my mouth full. I'm glad I didn't salt and pepper this. It's already a little salty. I'll take some over to Paul, give him some. Maybe Marco wants some too. Well, cheers, everybody. I love you guys. Like I said, I really appreciate you guys. If you have any questions about YouTube, leave a comment and I'll see what I can do, or message me on Facebook and we'll see what we can do. Like I said, if you want to get yours going, get to the meetup and I'll do a van tour so we can connect up and I can help promote people can see who you are and I can interview you, right? Okay, till tomorrow, which is Thanksgiving. Love you. Bye.